Skill competency for an abdominal drape. We'll pretend that this is a laparotomy procedure, and for that there's many different scenarios you could use, and it depends on the preference card. We're going to use a scenario where we're going to use 4 towels, and we're going to use the cloth towels, and we're going to follow it with perforating, want to grab those for me, perforating towel clips, and we're going to follow that with our lap drape. And there's many different kinds of lap drapes on the market. This is a disposable one. You can see that it has the picture of the body with the head and the feet, and this particular one has some peel and stick strips, so you may want to fold those back and get those ready so that it secures onto the drape. Now let me give you some other scenarios that you could possibly see. You could see the blue towels squaring off, followed by using an IO band and your lap drape, or you could see the utility drapes, we call them here. They look just like a blue towel, only on the upper edge there's a peel and stick, and they're paper, they're made of paper. So if you did that, you would not use the perforating towel clips to secure them. So you could use utility drapes squaring off, followed with IO band, or the lap drape. Some of the surgeons put the IO band on top of the towels. Some of the surgeons put the IO band on top of the lap drape. So now we have another decision to make. With your 4 towels, you could choose to just take them folded, bring them up to the field, standing next to the surgeon on the surgeon's side, and you could place them sort of between your waist and your chest, not under your arm, here. And when it came time to open them up, you could open them as such. Or you could choose to open them ahead of time, and so we'll do that. So by opening them ahead of time, I'm going to make a little lip, and I'm going to fold 3 of them one way and 1 towards me. So the first one will fold like that. The second one will fold as such. The third one is folded with a lip the same way. And the fourth one then is folded with the lip the opposite direction, such as this. Okay, now you're going to set up your drape on your table in the sequence that you would use it. So the last thing that you're going to use in this scenario is going to be your lap drape, and then the first thing you're going to put on is your folded towels, and you're going to have your perforating towel clips there. You can go up to the field holding your perforating towel clips. If you're such talented, maybe clamp them and put them in your finger. Some people choose, to leave them back on the table and come back and get them. So we have our drapes ready to go. So when our surgeon is ready to drape, then your patient will have been prepped for an abdominal procedure, most likely nipples to pubis, bedline to bedline. So we're going to go up to our surgeon on our surgeon's side, and what we're not going to do is we're not going to turn our back to the field like this, and we're not going to go over our beds. So you're going to pick your drape up, and you're going to walk over to your surgeon, standing on the same side. You can stick your fingers in the drape and hand them the drape as such. Now they're going to protect their hands by not touching the patient's linen at all, and square off, right. The next one is going to go over the perineal area. Very good. The third one is going to go over the breast area. Excellent. And the last one, she's going to pinch together, go over the center, holding her backside out there so she doesn't touch anything. Okay, perfect. Now I'm going to come back and I'm going to get the perforating towel clips. And sometimes your surgeon will want them all handed to them at once. Sometimes they'll want one at a time. So if she was right-handed, then I would put them in her hand like that. And she would clamp all corners, making sure that we have the area that we need exposed. And she's going to make sure she doesn't contaminate herself on the patient's linen. If you're going to use the perforating towel clips, you cannot use the IO band, because you'd be picking the IO band off the towel clips, and that wouldn't work well. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to come back and we're going to get our lap drape. And once again, you're going to step away from your field and you're going to make sure that you don't go over an unsterile area. Now we always drape the lap drape opposite our surgeon. And so you will peel these off, and we're not gonna for the purposes of showing this video, but we would peel the lap drape off. We're gonna open it up and we're gonna center it over our opening. And then we're just gonna let the wings fall down. Now, you can choose to go down first or up. I use palm up. Let's go up, Randy. We're gonna grab on the table. We're not gonna grab below the table. Palm up. And I like to take the drape and twist it a little in my hand, and I'm going to go up to the head. And this would have secured down now with those stick edges. And anesthesia now is going to grab this drape, and the reason we do this is to protect our gloved hand. And they will attach it to their IV poles on either side. So we'll pretend that happened. And then this would cover the arm boards. If your arm boards didn't get covered, you could grab another sheet and lay over it. Maybe you could use a gown if you had an extra gown. So Randy, just give that a little, yeah, without touching where it touched the arm board. Try to pull it a little bit more. Exactly. Perfect. Okay. Now we can snuggle up in here now, and we're going to take palm up again, and now we're going to hold this so this drape doesn't move, and we're going to pull down to the foot. Now let's just say you had a really tall patient, maybe you put an extension on the bed and their toes were sticking out or part of the bed. You could get another sheet or a drape or a gown and place that over it. Now once drapes are placed, they should not be adjusted. So hopefully this will have secured itself down. Some of these drapes come with these handy dandy little flaps that have holes. You could feed your suction tubing through or your cautery through or whatever you would choose to feed through it. And that's all there is to doing an abdominal or laparotomy drape.